Everyone says you have to go to the Canton Fair, but here's the truth about the Canton Fair you need to know. Most buyers leave with piles and piles of business cards, unrealistic low price promises, recycled catalogs, and hired models posing as factory reps. You think you found a factory, but chances are you probably met a hired sales rep. And that fancy sample on the booth, it's not what you get when production actually starts. Let's be real. The Canton Fair has become the world's biggest showroom illusion. Let me show you what's actually happening, why it might be a total waste of your time, and how to find the finest suppliers that actually deliver. This year, as reported by China Daily, HK saw a huge spike in attendance at the Canton Fair, held in the beautiful city of Guangzhou. A record-breaking 310 overseas buyers from 223 countries, a 7.5 increase from the previous year. Just like you are used to get super excited about high exhibitor numbers, the physical and virtual attendance, and the hype around the Canton Fair. But I've come to learn that most booths are trading companies and staffed sales desks, which is fine if they honestly showcase their business scope and not pretend to be factories. So buyers think they're meeting manufacturers, but they're not. This really is very evident in the follow-up after the fair. I've seen a lot of deals get messy because you see all these polished up samples and you're promised optimistic lead times, but then your production gets outsourced, quality slips, and worst of all, responsibility vanishes. This is what I will do instead. Ask for photos of the actual workshop floor, production machines, and manager contact, not just a salesperson's WeChat or WhatsApp. If they dodge, assume they're hired face. Insist on a factory tour within 7 days after the Canton Fair is over. Video call is acceptable if it's inconvenient for you to go down for a physical checkup at the factory. You can also request to see a few export invoices for the past 6 months. If a supplier refuses, time to downgrade trust. They'll show you a showroom, and this is how to tell if the showroom is a distraction from showing you the real factory. Many exhibitors spend a lot of money on booth design to look established and legit, but many are just so desperate for orders and do not consider if they actually have the capacity to increase output without compromising quality. The crazy part is the low price push due to competitors next door, meaning they'll take orders they can't manage. To avoid this and actually find out if they can get you the quantities you need, ask about current production load, how many production lines they run, and a typical weekly output. This will give you an idea if they can actually deliver on production quantities. You can also ask to see an invoice of a recent big order they produced, because that impressive booth doesn't mean they can deliver 10,000 units next month. So this is how you check. You can understand that with competitors slashing prices publicly at the fair, suppliers will quietly propose downgraded materials or hidden extras to reach your target price. This is how they justify their attendance, because the rental space and organizational labor isn't cheap. Getting orders by any means necessary is the goal of the day. So what happens then is that you sign a contract for same quality and specifications as you find at the exhibition booth, but you get cheaper materials with no certifications when products get to you. My quick fix: be sure you have your product specs in a short and itemized technical checklist, and both you and the supplier sign it. Also include no substitution clause in the purchase order, which protects your product from swapped or downgraded materials, and ask for material certificate for added quality assurance. Know that they'll promise exact same, but they'll cut corners to match your price. Some suppliers will display ISO, C, or ROS looking paperwork at booth, but how can you tell if these certificates are outdated, self-issued, irrelevant to your market, or falsified? Buyers assume certificates at the booth equal compliance. Want to know how this wrecks your business? Shipment can be detained at customs, or you may not be able to sell in your target market due to local regulations. So what do? What you do is don't accept PDFs of certificates alone, and And don't buy into the classic wall pictures at the fair. If importing to regulated markets require importer-specific certification before shipping your product to your country, do not rely on vendor claims, because a glossy certificate on the wall doesn't mean squat. This is your verification hack. Now, my next thing is everyone talks about follow-up, but few understand how quickly a buyer's leads go cold when there is no verification framework. Figures show record buyer numbers, but that also means little attention from suppliers and lots of one-time interactions. How this wrecks your deals is you will be stuck emailing suppliers, chasing quotes, and losing time while competitors secure priority. So your maximum delay should be 48 hours to make contact with the supplier after the fair. Classify contacts and ask for factory documents, lead times, and references. Lock in a short video call with the factory manager within 5 business days. No call, no negotiation. Don't risk it. If they don't value your time, move on. You've got 200 business cards. This is how you turn 5 of them into signed purchase orders instead of spam. There are also buyers who assume that paying through a familiar channel such as WeChat or Alipay, or relying on Canton Fair's matchmaking is a solid payment security. But payment disputes still happen. Suppliers sometimes disappear after taking deposits. Canton Fair, being a huge and popular trade show, doesn't mitigate fraud risk. I personally know buyers who've lost deposits and find it impossible to get a dispute resolution because of distances between countries. I strongly recommend you use reputable escrow or pay on delivery via banks for first orders. Never pay full upfront to unknown manufacturers. And for larger deals, use LC, that's letter of credit, with clear inspection clauses which are acceptable to both sides, you and the supplier. If you wire the deposit from your phone, you might be waving goodbye to that money. This year is a safer payment logic. Most overseas attendees or buyers think virtual meetings are the same as in-person verification. They're not. This year, the Canton Fair guides promoted online participation as a plus, because making it hybrid, that is physical and online attendance, creates false positives. Think about it this way. Would you rather deal with the person that's traveled all the way from his native country to speak to you in person, or rather attend to the other calling you over the internet? The problem is this makes you chase virtual leads that aren't prepared to produce, or you're directed to the sales agent with no production capability. I would say treat virtual meetings as qualification calls only, never as a replacement for factory verification, because virtual meetings, they aren't the same as a factory visit or participating in person at the exhibition. Many buyers also do repeat the same negotiation lines creators teach online. Give me your best price, or can you do X or Y? But suppliers respond differently at Canton's face-to-face environment. This sometimes leads to either insulting offers from suppliers, or they tell you what you want to hear with promises to close later. On-the-ground reports show buyers get distracted by booths and negotiation gymnastics. The answer is to learn negotiation scripts that include clear deadlines, quality capability, and verification calls. An example of this will be, we will sign within 7 days if you confirm factory tour and provide 2 export invoices. Another thing you could also do is to show you have other vetted options. Don't bluff, actually try to get other options and set concrete next steps. Remember, the raw negotiation line will lose you a supplier. The Canton Fair isn't useless, no, it's just misunderstood. Use it to gather ideas, not contracts. Don't treat it like Alibaba in real life. Treat it like a window into the market. If you want to make sure you only deal with real factories, download the free buyer checklist PDF below. It will help you filter the fakes from the real ones instantly. If you did like this video, then do check out my next video.